I haven't had too many issues with snakes so far on our property, although I used to swim in one of my dams, in the big dam, and that was good for a while. And I went over to teach a course in New Zealand, came back, went for a swim, and this red-bellied black snake poked its head up right in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah, they like the water, red bellies, they're always near water.
Yeah.
But you know, they're all pretty territorial. You've been here long enough that they know your patterns as well.
Yeah, it's because I went away and then came back, you know, that they obviously, you know.
Well, they don't want to get stood on.
No.
You know, if they get broken vertebrae, they're screwed.
Yeah.
They don't really want to get stood on or attacked or.
Yeah.
They do know the area. They end up learning our patterns and learn to live with us.
Yep.
And stay out of our way, basically. So you don't know what here, you just don't stand, they know the drill.
Yeah. And they eat the brown snakes anyway, the red-bellied black, so I've heard they're good to have around.
Yeah, even brown snakes are good. They keep the rats down and.
Yeah.
They're good as long as they're more around the immediate house yard or, you know,
that's right.
Where your daughter's out playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the other problem.
I had a big python in my washing machine. They left the door open and it eaten a possum and decided that the washing machine was a good place just to settle in and digest it, you know?
Yeah.
My son opened up the door of the washing machine and said, It's quite a big one. But they're pretty harmless.
Yeah. Caught a nice big python not long ago in shoulders. Just as well as a combi.
You put your foot on it?
No, I caught it.
Oh, you caught it, yeah.
Yeah, it was going along the driveway and it was about to head up actually into the engine bay because the engine was warm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were like grabbing him and pulling him out before we went in. It was a beautiful snake. I like python. I'll pick the python up, but I'll say like
Carpet pythons, you know. The spotted pythons actually, or we had a spotted python out in the front area under our deck. They're actually pretty good too. They just eat the mice and they don't really harm people.
Yeah.
People have them as pets.
Yeah, I've had a couple of the small coastal pythons and shoulders. And they're doing really mellow too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just kind of hang out with them for a couple of hours, you know.
Yeah.
Pick them up, just the small ones, and they'll just wrap themselves around your hand and completely non-aggressive.
Yeah.
And let them go about their business.
Yeah. Not like those coastal taipans. I was teaching up in Mackay into 2019, and some of my students were telling me they just lost their dog to a coastal taipan, and they'd have like 4 of them in the yard at a time. I'm like,
oh wow.
Those things they're quite aggressive and venomous as well.
Yeah, they're like venomous snake.
Yeah.
But they've got groove fangs rather than hollow fangs, so they're less efficient with putting the poison in.
Oh, I see.
But the venom is extremely.
That's why they kill less people.
Very, very. It's the most toxic, actually.
I think it is one of the most toxic snakes in the world. Yeah. Australia's got like 8 out of the most 10 venomous snakes.
Yeah, pretty well.
I think it's only 1 or 2 people a year though that actually die of snake bite because we've got so many anti-venoms and things like that here.
Yeah.
Whereas like in India they'll have like 20,000 people a year die from snake bite or more.
And the red bellies aren't overly deadly.
No.
They might make you feel sick, but they're not as.
Nah,
they're not in the same category as the browns and taipans.
Yeah.
And they're usually fairly non-aggressive as well.
Yeah.
But they move fast.
Yeah. So I think that the danger posed by Australian wildlife is definitely exaggerated on nature, just on nature shows and things like that. It's true that it's there, but as I say, nothing compared to car accidents or even in America like violent crime. You know what I mean? It's like 40,000 people a year die from gunshots in America or something. I don't know. Even in Australia, I think it's a couple thousand a year die from. No, would it be?
No,
not that many. No.
We don't have that many murders, but not gunshots.
Yeah.
Well, it's with humans here.
Humans are the most.
You don't know what you're going to get, do you?
No, you don't. Some psycho humans. This is still probably sore from last.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice under the arch though. It's good to have a bit more manipulation there.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Like in here?
Yeah. I feel there's still a little bit of tension in there, but.
Yeah. Just checking. Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Now those two middle toes are letting go pretty well.
Yeah, I can feel that.
A little bit in there.
Yeah, that was bad though.
Yeah, it's getting definitely looser. Because this was really tight before.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot less sensitivity was loosened up.
Yeah.
Tell the difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Come to a fresh one. This one feels quite stiff to me, so it'll probably be quite sore. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Oh, you can feel the crunchiness in here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real cutting sensation too.
Yeah, I'll come back to here. Yeah.
Yeah, excavation is a very apt description for it.
Yeah, because this tension's been there for years, you know? Like this isn't a result of something you did yesterday or last week. This is, cumulative tension that's built up over your lifetime. So, and you can see the difference. So if I was working on this one now, it's not so painful, You're getting what I call that fresh tension. It's like, it's easy to get up to your pain threshold,
Yeah.
But it does make a big difference, the fact that you've got a pretty high pain threshold, as somebody was pointing out in an earlier video. Because it means then I can get it done faster,
Yeah.
You can feel it. All of this is really tight in there too. So it's like all the different bands coming from, you got terrible tension coming into here.
Yeah.
And then along here. And it's bad along here, it's bad along here. And that's what we were seeing higher up in that band that was so tight,
In the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from, these outer toes here.
Have you looked at any relationship between when you have the second person working on, so you're at the base of it, if you go up the top, and second person encouraging, like, can you signal down at the toe to release quicker by, signaling, because you're tied up here, like as you're doing that, I'm doing this going,
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah. Because even sometimes I work one spot and I work another. Obviously I can't be working anywhere else but here with the chopstick, but it can definitely sort of help and just get it. The most important thing is that the person receiving the massage is doing deep breathing. Because the deep breathing is like the elimination system. It's like a garbage disposal unit.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is feeding that garbage disposal unit with all this crap, whatever it may be. But it's not just energy. It is energy, or whatever we want to call it. But there's physical stuff that you can feel in here. Like little sandy, it feels like sand or something. It's obviously not sand, but it's probably some, I don't know what, I'm not a scientist, but some acid crystals perhaps of some sort, uric acid or something. Whatever it is, it's there, it's physical, It's probably, how like different chemicals go together and form
Yep.
little crystal things. That's my speculation. Obviously, I got no idea what it actually is. And in one sense, I don't really care. You know, my job is to move it because it's not meant to be there. And it's also manifests where there's tension. So, and that goes along with my theory that, you know, tension also makes the body more acidic, and a more, you know, loose body is going to be more alkaline. So the more tense your body is, the more basically acid you have in there. And that's why I feel like these are probably acid crystals, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, as I say, that's not my specialty. And examining, I call it shit examination. You know, I'm just a simple person, so I just go, yeah, let's get rid of it. It's not meant to be there, so.
Yeah.
And then, you know, part of the way that might go then back into your bloodstream, and then some of that's going to come out through your breath. It might come out through your, you know, kidneys and excreting things. Your urine might be different even color. It can come out through, yeah, a multitude of ways that the body eliminates stuff. But it's what I call stagnant here. It's just stagnating. And that's why I believe that when these crystals get strong, the stronger they get, you know, with age in particular for people, then that's what's going to cause arthritis.
What is it?
Yeah, we don't want harder. So tight in there.
Oh, I can tell.
Yeah. So mostly I'm just holding that, letting you breathe into that, moving it. I don't want to go over a 10. I do work at a 10 sometimes, and then I'll let you have a little rest. Come back to the tip. Because it can be uncomfortable at times. So let the breathing go. Because then now you can probably feel energy or whatever it is moving up through your body, yeah? So all of that would be anchored from in here. So that's where then people feel like buzzing or whatever it may be. Once these anchor points let go. This is why I spend 70% of my time down here, because it's really held in here. But you want to make sure that the person has enough time to sort of breathe and process it. You're definitely doing well. As I say, a lot of people find it too uncomfortable to breathe, you know. But the more you can, the more just means I can release this quicker. And I just work at what you can handle. We can even move it around a bit as we start. Coming down the other side. You only want to move the chopstick along it if there's a little bit of, you know, grease or oil on the skin, because otherwise it'll feel like a knife cut. It feels like a knife cutting through anyway, but you gotta be careful. It's tight on this side too. I'm not sure if you noticed, like when I'm pressing to here, for example.
Yeah, it's got like a drill bit going.
Drill bit going into the cone, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that pressure with the cutting.
Yeah.
It's the worst of both worlds, yeah. I should say best of. It's very intense, but...
Yeah, a bit of laughter helps the medicine go down, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can laugh at your own pain, it helps.
I've always enjoyed your dark sense of humor.
Yeah. You sort of get that working in this profession, you know? Like, kind of like being a dentist, I guess, if you drill into people's mouths all day. Although they have one of the highest rates of suicide, because I think it's considered unprofessional for them to joke about the pain that people are going through.
That's right.
Same with psychiatrists, they have or psychologists, I think they have one of the highest rates of suicide. Because you just listen to people's stories of suffering all day and you can't, a little joke might be considered inappropriate, you know?
No, it's fancy, you're not taking it seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
But seriously, just look at the situation.
Yeah.
Generally, the situation
Life sucks, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
The situation is that fucked up. I mean, you can laugh at it. The same with this sort of thing. The situation is just fucked up.
Yeah,
But
it's fucking like, you know, lifestyle, you know? So, but yeah, you may as well. I think, you know, you can have a cry, you can have a laugh, bit of fucking anger out, you know? Just let it flow. I don't know if you can feel this spot just in here. I can feel some tightness or blockage there though. You know, sometimes it's hard to talk, you know, and breathe at the same time. And I understand that due to my incredible empathy.
This one is too much.
Yeah, give you a little rest. So tight this toe. I didn't realize this toe was going to be. Oh, there we go. Good click there.
Crack it top.
Oh, another one.
Again.
Letting go.
Yeah.
Just needed that gentle persuasion to encourage it. Let's give you a rest from the chopstick. So that gentle nurturing effect of my thumb. Get in there. Oh, another click. See, now it's just giving up.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's, they're all letting go. Just like, just go, fuck it. If you don't let go, it's going to be painful. Listen to me and let go. Yeah, I'll just go in there a bit, but I'll try and keep it more to the 8 so that it's not so intense. How's that, about an 8 there?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that one's a stubborn one. I was just like, what do you want?
Can't say all the others, just look at the fucking
I'll click. I'm going to click? I'll click. Don't stick the fucking chopstick in me too much. Smart.
Yeah, what's the other one's been? Had its fair amount of breakages as well. That's
Is that? Yeah.
Trying to
go
so,
a little bit easier on it. Yeah, it's got it through here, you can feel that.
yeah, but that's kind of, it's not nice pain, but that toe knows it needs it.
Yeah.
I've broken that a few times.
Yeah.
Going back to probably when I was maybe 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How'd you break it? It's the obvious question, you know? Sounds like there's a story there, you know?
Oh, the first time I broke when I was a little kid, I was running and I kicked a brick. The brick didn't move. The toe did.
Ow.
Yeah, it was. slightly less painful than what it's experiencing today, but I still remember it.
Got you ready for this? Yeah, you can feel that crunchiness through here.
It's probably my least favourite. It's a lot of them there's crunchy this, but
Yeah.
it's also the best when they actually do
When they do shift, yeah.
shift, yeah, then it's like, wow.
Feels nice, yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no, like, pleasant way to get it to shift.
Nah, there isn't really.
No, well, that's just what comes with these bodies, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
It's
Suffering.
got suffering built in them, it's just the way it is, we can't avoid it.
Places that, so they say in Buddhism, like the world is a place of suffering. And
Well,
the wheel of samskara and Vedic philosophy and yoga as well. You may as well just try and enjoy the good suffering, you know, this is helping you.
Yeah.
So, you know, as they say in Australia, stop your fucking whinging and, you know. You've heard that before, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That was the philosophy that we were advocating against earlier, and now we're using it for our own purposes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can whinge as much as you want. I'm used to people whinging, carrying on.
Australia, that's what
Yeah, it's very Australia. You get it in England a lot too, you know? They always have a good whinge. Why they call them whinging palms here, yeah.
Which is very British. Well, the poem was Prisoner of Her Majesty's Service. The poem was
Prisoner of Mother England.
Prisoner of Her Majesty.
Yeah, Prisoner of Mother England, POME.
Poem.
Yeah. Well, I thought, anyway, maybe you're right, I don't know. And then they added the...
Sick of eating raw rats, you know.
Yeah.
Shut up and...
I was looking at the
stay
history.
shackled.
Yeah. Horrible.
Can't blame them for whinging on the way over.
No, it's half a show and stuff. Yeah, one of my relatives was on, I think it was the Atlas or something like that, and it had like a death rate of 30 or 40%. You know, and they got to Sydney and yeah, I had a lot of relatives on my dad's side come out in the early days, 1802, and you know, some of the first settlers in Sydney and Newcastle, Parramatta.
Yeah, one of my distant relatives was apparently in the first fleet.
Really?
Yeah, as an admiral or something though.
Oh,
He was on the upper deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the upper deck.
The police got along in your family. Yeah, the upper deck was probably more comfortable.
I would say so. You got some
Fresh
sun
air.
on.
Yeah, no shackles. Yeah, most of the early ones were prisoners. And one of my relatives was an Irish revolutionary from the 1798 rebellion against British rule.
Yeah.
And then they sent him to New South Wales in 1802 for 7 years, hard labor. And I had others sent to Tasmania. Just stop your fucking whinging. You're not giving the cat of nine tails, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Sorry. That's dark Australian humor, isn't it?
Pretty well. Stop whinging on doing 1 foot. They could both be going at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be too much.
Well, they use that cat of nine tails a lot on prisoners too.
Yeah. Still popular among some circles too, apparently.
Well, I think in Singapore and Malaysia they do official caning on people, don't they? With some with a stick and stuff for punishment. There's certain people I think should probably have that done to them. I'm a believer in the death penalty when people are real assholes.
Oh, murderers and
Yeah,
whatever,
murderers.
like completely misuse their
Certain
life
pedophiles.
to destroy other
No,
people.
yeah.
So yeah, so
Just giving that kid that ran those people over, you know, he'd already.
he might only be 17, but he's actually
What's he gonna do with his life? Just, what, best is he's gonna be a prisoner, it costs everybody 50 grand a year.
at least it's not more than that, 250.
Is it 250 a year to keep a
Yeah,
prisoner?
some stupid amount, yeah. Yeah, somewhere between 160 and 250.
And if he escapes or.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's his
he's already
mentality.
shown that he's not capable of
Yeah, but
having a reasonable life in a reasonable society, and
Oh, that's
you know,
right.
and
And
being
he's dangerous.
around reasonable people. He's
That's right.
misused his life
Yeah.
already. He might only be 17, but he's proven that he has and will misuse his life.
Oh, yeah, and killing people.
Destroy other people's,
Yeah.
not just lives, but families.
Oh, the family of the people that died and, you know, killing a little unborn baby.
Yeah, nah, it's unacceptable. No, absolutely.
I'm not a believer in the death penalty when it comes to crimes that people don't know, like there's a lot of, like that movie Just Mercy about the black guy that was, you know, wrongly convicted and all that, and that happens a lot in America and the South. I think a lot of black people are wrongly convicted of crimes and there's no real evidence. They just
Yeah, it's based on
yeah.
prejudice.
Yeah, based on
We
prejudice.
assume that you'll commit a crime because you're black, so
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
guilty
yeah,
of
oh,
this
that's
one.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
that's a misuse of the death penalty. But when it's obvious and there's, you know, there's no doubt about it, and the person's just doing that, then that's how I feel. I think some people just don't deserve to live on a planet when they're gonna go do stuff like that. I mean, we kill mosquitoes, you know. These people aren't any better. Mosquitoes actually are better in some ways because they have to eat our blood.
Yeah, they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice, you know, so I mean, I still defend myself against them.
Well, it's like mosquitoes kill a lot of people every year.
Yeah, the biggest, yeah, that's right. But they got, you know, they got the excuse that they biologically have to, whereas these kind of people don't. Might get that Thai massage ball on the top of your foot here.